Magic happens everywhere. Take a breath, you'll find it there. You are a part of it, and I am a part of it. Magic happens everywhere. Take a breath, take a breath. Revolving tide, creating life. You are the one, I am the one. Evolving mind, healing life. You are the one, we are one. You are a part of it, and I am a part of it. Magic happens everywhere. Take a breath, you'll find it there. You are a part of it, and I am a part of it. Magic happens everywhere. Take a breath, take a breath. Revolving tide, creating life. You are the one, I am the one. Evolving mind,
at home, getting some peace and quiet and solace that he needs. And Astra Fox is joining us today again. We are so happy she's here with us with her heartwarming and healing, beautiful music. Let's welcome Astra.
Hello, good morning. Y'all want to sing a song to open our hearts and minds to receive the gifts of today's service? Ooh, waking you up. Join in when you catch the melody. I am opening to the love of Spirit. I am opening to the love of God. I am opening to the love of Spirit. I am opening to the love of God. I let Spirit guide my day. Living love in every way. Joy, I am opening to the joy of Spirit. I am
Thank you, Astra. That was beautiful. So if this is your first time here or your first time in a while, we offer you a special welcome. If you have any questions about us or any of our activities, we're happy to answer them. We have an information table out in the courtyard, and we'd be happy to talk to you after the service. And we also welcome everyone that's joined us online today. Whoopsie, there we go. So we like to begin our service repeating our vision and mission statement. Please join us by saying our vision statement that is on your screen at home and here in the sanctuary. Together we say, we are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God and Goddess in all faiths. And so it is. So we have a very sweet service planned today in honor of some very beloved people who have passed. And first I'd like to acknowledge what we're all holding together today. So this is Lon, the beloved partner of Renee, and his celebration of life was yesterday. It was very beautiful for all of you who joined us in that. And I know Lon is in a beautiful and infinite place right now. So yesterday we celebrated Lon. And then on Thursday, Reverend Jay found out that his mother had passed. She was 96 years old. She had a very long, good life with children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. So we're also honoring her today. And then also on Thursday, we found out that our beloved practitioner Peggy had died in a tragic accident. And so we hold her in our hearts and we honor her today on her journey. So Michael Coleman is our practitioner today, and he'll join us in a moment as we are going to begin the sacred part of our service.
Thank you for being my teacher. Thank you for being my guide. Thank you for being my healer. For the one who is mending inside. Thank
Close our eyes and go into the silence right now. I know that that divine spirit, that healing mother and healing father, as we just open up to that power, that consciousness is right here, right now in this very room, as I speak with conviction today, knowing as I believe as we open up and let that vibration just fill our hearts, our mind, body, soul, every atom, every molecule, neuron, protein, peptide within our body, you're just allowing that energy to flow through us as we vibrate with this beautiful message today as I speak my word, knowing that the music today and every healing presence of that divine order, that healing wholeness just vibrates through each and every one of us every day. It's available to us all. It just brings us through and uplifts us no matter what we see, no matter what we think. As we just move through this consciousness right now, I know that that spirit, thank you for this day, sweet spirit. I know that spirit is grooving through us right now, healing every thought that we have, knowing that our consciousness goes forth as we just spread this perfect happiness through each and every one of us as we move through this experience. I know that experience is the gift of life. It is a present that gives us each. Within that gift, as we unwrap it and see the inner child in each and every one of us as we move through this. I give through now to all the volunteers. Right now, I give thanks to everyone that just puts this community and this effort together in this consciousness of the Napa Valley Center for Spiritual Living. I know that that groove, that community, that unity is just moving through each and every one of us in every day. And I know that power and that presence is with us today as I release it to the law, knowing it is so. And now just take a beautiful consciousness as I turn my back, and I'm going to give you some tunes here as we just enjoy this meditation experience. So go inward. Follow this into your heart, letting your mind go as you go into the silence for a few minutes. Just letting that consciousness happen right now as we breathe in. Allowing that vibration to move through every part of our body, from our tippy toes to our crown chakra. Just breathing in, releasing any tension up into the ozones right now in this holy place. So I'm Michael Coleman. I'm one of the registered practitioners here at the Napa Valley Center for Spiritual Living. And I know, as Laura said, it's been kind of a tough week for a lot of us. So the topic this month was on fear, motivation, or a guide. So I have to ask myself, is it motivating me today? How is it guiding me? And I was thinking about it last night. I've always flown by the seat of my pants. I think I've said that here before, but I know my past experiences have been a guide to the here and now. Usually I don't write stuff, but today I thought I would. And for some reason, I managed to walk through my fears, even though in the worst of situations. They say it's always darkest before the dawn, though Thomas Fuller, who wrote that saying before, actually he ended it, it's always darkest before the day, and that came out in 1650. Now, the Course in Miracles says, nothing I see means anything. That's lesson number 1. And the Course helped me by giving me daily affirmations that grab me and my ego by the lapel. It shaped the thought system, and the lessons continue on. In fact, one of them says, I don't understand anything I see, which is lesson number 3. So it's kind of interesting because they contradict each other each day. Or I could see peace instead of this, which is a really good thought for today, as we just hold that consciousness, not allowing any fear of the unknown avail through us or hold us back. So as I was talking about the contradiction in each other, Evidently, I can see peace instead of this. Lately, the mantra is, I am not a body, I am free. This is today's lesson, as God created me. Today's lesson goes on to say, I place the future in the hands of God. The past is gone, the future is not here yet, and now I am free from both. For what God gives can only be good, and I accept but what he gives as what belongs to me. And it continues on, I am not a body, I am free, for I am just as God created me. These lessons help me learn to have an observer mind. In fact, in my heart, my mind are not connected, then the fear or false thoughts appearing real could or would if I let them control my being. And I left this part out earlier. It said, my experience were a gift and not PTSD. Now, I always looked at it, you know, they call it about trauma, but trauma sometimes can be a gift because we can walk through it if I learn from these experiences and hold them. I don't have to bring them from the past into the present, but I can use them to guide and navigate me through today. So, they even almost contradict each other. So the past is gone, the future is not here yet, and now I am free from both. From what God gives can only be good, and I accept but what he gives is what belongs to me, like I said. And these lessons help me learn. I think I'm on the wrong page. I had them numbered too, so that's not good. So see them mostly for when they are, and I believe my past experiences as a gift from the PTSD. I thought this was back on 1, I'm sorry. So I get for writing today. I tried to keep it quick. So anyways, I'll make this short. I made in the 80s and early 90s from past situations. I learned a lot from those situations. And in the face of situations or in your face situations I dealt with, and in times of my divorce, that taught me so much grace and compassion, even when it felt that the darkest before the dawn was there in front of me, those nights feeling curled up inside. The movie, What the Bleep Do We Know, teaches to look and be the observer mind. Well, here comes the moment, and that's who I am. I'm Michael Coleman, and enjoy this next moment as I release it back to the one. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. That was beautiful. Standing up for myself, feeling better in every cell. Keep it moving, watch me go, stepping up as my own hero. It causes a chain reaction. I'm taking action. I'm taking action. I could count every reason to let my life pass me by. I've held on through the seasons that were the hardest to survive. And I survived, transforming myself.
Thank you, Michael and Astra. Beautiful, wise words that can help us today. So today I want to talk about remembering love in times of grief and uncertainty. And I hope I don't cry. I have Kleenex in my pocket, just in case. So as I said, we're experiencing a lot of grief right now, and we're holding ourselves together, all of us together in love. And as I mentioned, yesterday was Lon's celebration of life. And we're holding Lon in love. We're also holding Reverend Jay and his mother Pat and his family in love as she makes her transition to the next expression of her life. And of course, Thursday, the devastating news about Peggy, our beloved practitioner. Our sister and our friend who had a very tragic car accident. And Patricia was with her, and Patricia is unharmed, but also in great shock and devastation. So Reverend Jay needs some private time, and he asked me to host the service today, and I'm honored to do it. And usually if I create a talk, I spend a week or more on it, and I rewrite it and practice it 10 times. So I couldn't do that, so I had to do it fast, and I hope my words bring you some solace and comfort today. So in the midst of all this grief and shock, it feels important to talk about love. I believe that love is all that there is. Love is why we came here. And how do we remember and sustain love in these times of grief and uncertainty? Excuse me while I turn my pages. So it's really mind-boggling that we're here and we're alive. That we're here, we're alive. And as living beings, we have this remarkable capacity to love, to give and receive love, and to strive to be an expression of love, because love is what created us. And with that gift of our beautiful physical bodies, we can express this love in many different ways. And perhaps that's why we incarnated into our physical bodies in the first place, so we could try to figure this out. And as my husband says, our physical bodies, of course, have a sell-by date. We are born, we have a life, and will someday die. Sooner or later, those we love will leave us and pass, or we will leave them and pass, departing from this earthly realm. This is the deal we agreed to when we incarnated, that we would experience grief and loss as part of love. Grief and loss are part of love. So knowing this takes courage to stay with love when our hearts are cracked open with grief, with loss, with someone's death before we had a chance to say goodbye. So how do we not shut down, constrict ourselves away from life when we have loss? All of us have experienced loss of loved ones, some more than others, of friends, family, members, children, spouses. We've all grieved deeply and mourned. It seems that each loss is linked together with all other losses, like a chain. When a new loss occurs, all the other losses connect in a chain of grief as our hearts are pried open again. But the chain is held together and bound by love, the love that we feel for each other, and the internal and unconditional love of the Divine Mother who holds us in her embrace like a holy chalice, holding, nurturing, accepting, holding us so we don't crack into pieces during our grief. Often when we experience trauma in relationships with our loved ones, there may be unresolved hurts, resentments, anger, and misunderstanding. We may lose someone without the repair, healing, and forgiveness we needed before they die. This can make grief far more painful and difficult, getting stuck and calcified in our energetic and physical bodies. It may become a narrative that gets recapitulated in negative patterns in our life, creating constant distress and even disease. It's ironic to think that the #1 cause of death in the United States is heart disease. So We get calcifications in our blood vessels, and we get plaque, and they get blocked, and we have heart attacks. And it just makes me think of all the unresolved grief and collective broken hearts in the world. And do you know the studies show the #1 prevention factor for your heart? Happiness. Not cholesterol, statin. No, happiness. So the death of those we love changes us. It can free us from the past, it can enlighten us, and sometimes it derails us. I'd like to share some stories of how people move through their grief. My father died in 2010 of lung cancer that had metastasized to his brain, and my parents lived in Hawaii, so I kept flying back and forth to help them. And I was very honored when they called me on the phone one day and said, "Will you come back to Hawaii and be with Dad while he dies?" I adored my father, and I knew 100% for sure how much he loved me. So he went into a coma 3 days before he passed, and the day before I helped him into his bed, and I laid down to snuggle with him, something I hadn't done since I was a little kid. And he began to cry, and he said, "Laura, the only thing I ever wanted for you is for you to be happy." It wasn't a college degree, a good job, it was to be happy. And he was worrying about me, of course, before he died. So he passed peacefully, the most beautiful, quiet and intimate passage, and he gave me that gift. Please be happy. When he passed, my mother and I toasted him with a glass of his favorite wine. We played his favorite music, and we cried and laughed with sorrow and joy. And although I was heartbroken and missed him terribly, and I still miss him, my grief had a kind of grace to it that allowed me to move through it. It did not get stuck or calcified. It was a clear channel of love that allowed my heart to heal. His death set me on a renewed spiritual path, and 2010 was the first time I came to this church. So you never know. So why do I say this? When we lose those we love, their absence reminds us to live our lives well, to heal and let go of our trauma and issues and forgive and ask for forgiveness, to let go of all the dross and unneeded baggage, to remember what matters most and to let our lives and hearts remain open to love. When we lose a loved one and disconnection and trauma are unresolved, we can spend the rest of our lives mourning for what we wanted from that person but never received, what was never forgiven. We can spend our lives bitter, angry, or depressed with our eternal light and ability to love diminished. We don't want that to happen. So years ago, I knew a family, 2 lovely parents with 3 wonderful sons. The middle son was an athlete, smart, handsome, and loved by his friends. In his second year of college, during his spring break with friends, he had a tragic accident and died. His entire family and community were devastated. I went to the memorial service. There were hundreds of high school and college students there. His sweet father could not resolve his grief and felt he did not deserve to be happy, that somehow unhappiness was penance for his son's death. His 2 other sons grew up, went to college, were successful, had babies. The parents became grandparents, one of the big, most amazing joys of life. Yet the father could never enter fully into his life again and enjoy all the gifts of his family. This created lasting pain for everyone. The tragedy is that I know that their son would have never wanted that for his father, his brothers, and his family. He would want happiness and joy for them, to live fully and long. This is a hard and painful lesson. And one last story that I asked permission to share. My dearly beloved friend Joanne lost her son Matthew, I think 13 years ago. He had just graduated from college. He was in his early 20s, and he was in a tragic car accident. He was blossoming into his life, and he was intelligent and wonderful and talented, kind young man. Joanne is one of the most courageous women I know to have survived that loss. She told me she didn't feel courageous. It was something she had to do to go on to live her life fully, with joy, with love, because that is what Matthew would have wanted her to do. And she did this with the support of her spiritual beliefs and faith, knowing she had been held by the love of the divine and the support of her spiritual community and friends. It has been painful and difficult, but Joanne is a living example of how to keep your heart open. The last time I spoke, I was talking about the river of sorrow. And when we are in the river of sorrow, submerged in our suffering and the pain of loss and separation from our loved one, we can remember to let our feelings and emotions move through our being, to be washed clean so we can surrender, let go, and transmute our grief so that we can return to the flow and energy of life. This brings us back to love. And unfortunately, we humans have so much trouble and misunderstanding about love, especially what we have inherited from our ancestors and our long history and evolution. Despite love being the foundation of the universe, we have managed to muck it up and create all kinds of difficulties and cruelties in its absence, with its counterparts of fear and hate. Excuse me. Let me digress for a minute and forgive me for some rather simplistic explanations. So, in the Paleolithic and Neolithic eras of our history, there were goddess-worshipping cultures where the great mother goddess was revered as the creator of birth, life, death, and rebirth, and all the cycles and connections of nature and life. The sacred marriage between the divine feminine goddess and her consort, the divine masculine god, kept everything in balance. Over thousands of years, systems of patriarchy took over, characterized by male domination, power, and control. The subjugation of women and degradation of the power, creativity, and life-giving energy of the divine feminine. These systems of hierarchy, domination, superiority, scapegoating, and othering persist. Just last Sunday, Sharon McGarlane spoke about the imbalance in the world of the divine feminine and masculine, yin and yang energies, and that the striving, aggressive, driven energy of the masculine is out of control and causing harm to people and our planet. We are socialized and enculturated in how we think and feel about love. Love has been trivialized and minimized and compartmentalized into the romantic-only realm. Often feminine attributes of love, empathy, nurturing, and caregiving have been seen as weak, frivolous, and silly. In our Western mindset, we believe in a materialistic world ruled by mechanistic rules of physics, that only what we see and is physical is real. Love is often described as a cascade of hormones and neurotransmitters, including oxytocin, serotonin, and dopamine, which is part of it, but that's not all of it. We live in a brain-dominant left hemisphere world of thinking and analytical problem solving that compartmentalizes and separates things. When we separate our activities and endeavors from the heart, love and empathy, we can become dangerous, out of control, and justify cruelties. We often hear of empathy defined as dysfunctional, and masculine physical power, strength, and testosterone as the most important attributes and values. So all of what I just said is not the truth about love, and we need to remove these mistaken beliefs and ideologies from our beings, our thinking and feelings, so that we can embrace and accept our inherent divine capacity to love and to heal, especially love when grief and loss have been thrown at our feet again. Love is the source, the center of all that there is, and the fundamental creative energy of life. The heart is a miraculous organ. It has 4 chambers that beat in a beautiful rhythm and synchronicity. It has neuronal tissue like the brain. And the DNA in each cell is laced with photons, luminescent. Imagine, as David Clements describes it, that your heart is your sacred center of divine heart intelligence and love. And it connects to the source of the infinite heart intelligence and love, all the multiverse and all creation. Your sacred heart center is a place of peaceful presence, infinite creativity, healing, delight, joy, and playfulness. How can we doubt the infinite power, intelligence, creativity, and love of the divine source that created all the universes, manifesting everything into form: solar systems, stars, the sun, the earth, animals, plants, you and me? How can we doubt that? Whose love, light, intelligence are embedded in our DNA and emanates from our being and hearts. Just like the sacred illuminated hearts of Mother Mary and Jesus. Love is the divine mother who is the womb of the universe, and each mother spins us into being. Our sacred hearts are the jeweled points of light on the net of light, where the creativity, love, and healing power of the divine feminine heals and transforms the world and transmutes all of our suffering and grief back to love. As we sit with our grief in our prayers and contemplation and in our day-to-day activities, we can bring our attention from our thinking-centric brain back to our hearts. We can reside in the peace, the intuition, wisdom, and love there. We can let the infinite source of heart intelligence and love do the healing. We can trust in this divine process. So here we are with our hearts wide open. We said our goodbyes and expressed our love for Lon at his celebration of life yesterday. We are holding Reverend Jay, his mother Pat, and their family in love as his mother makes her transition to the next expression of life. And we are still in shock and disbelief in our collective grief over the passing of our beloved Peggy, our fellow practitioner and sacred sister in the healing ministry of prayer, our friend and confidant. Peggy, who is so full of love, so clear in her spiritual principles and faith, who spoke the most beautiful and deep prayers and was such an expression of joy and fun and positive energy. Peggy was a force of nature, a bright source of love and spiritual confidence, and she shared it with others with unconditional support and trust. I remember every week in the ministry of prayer, we take turns saying prayers, and whenever Peggy would pray, I would always be writing on my notes so I could remember what she said, because it was so beautiful. Just over a month ago, we had a celebration for Peggy and her sister Patricia at Michelle's house out on the patio. It was a warm, breezy, beautiful afternoon. As we said aloha, goodbye for now. We each took turns saying things about Peggy. It was really beautiful. We wanted to wish them well on their adventure. First, to spend time to drive across the country and go back east and spend time with their family. And then to go on this amazing adventure to Spain. Just two women picking everything up and moving to Spain. I don't even know if I would do that. It's very courageous. We never imagined that we would not see Peggy again. We pray for Peggy, Patricia, and their family for divine comfort and healing in their grief. Our spiritual beliefs and practices and our prayers bring us solace. We know and accept that Peggy is transitioning and held in divine love for her next infinite expression. Something more beautiful and beyond what we can imagine. I know she's one with all that there is. I imagine Peggy in whatever expression she is across the veil, smiling and waving at us, reminding us to breathe in the truth of this infinite love, to be joyful and happy. And please don't stay sad for too long, because Peggy is excited and happy and off on her next great adventure. I can see her smiling and hear her laughing. That would be Peggy, for sure. So before I close, I'd like to repeat this poem from the book Wild Grief, and a poem that we spoke yesterday. There is a brokenness out of which comes the unbroken, a shatteredness out of which blooms the unshatterable. There is sorrow beyond all grief which leads to joy, and a fragility out of whose depths emerges strength. There is a hollow space too vast for words, through which we must pass with each loss, out of whose darkness we are sanctioned into being. There is a cry deeper than all sound, whose serrated edges cut the heart. As we break open to the place inside which is unbreakable and whole while learning to sing. So I'd like to close with a prayer that I'll embellish a little bit, and it was written by Ernest Holmes. So we know there is just one infinite life, one infinite source, which we will call divine love. We were each created from that source and are one with that source in our physical life, before our physical life, and after our physical life. We know that love heals us and holds us always. Love transforms. Love transfigures. Love fills my heart with harmony. Love fills my mind with kind, helpful, prosperous thoughts. Love fills my lips with words of praise and cheer. Love fills my life to overflowing with happiness and peace. Whatever the challenge or need, divine love is the answer. I am a perfect expression of divine love. Divine love now fulfills my every need. My heart is controlled by divine love. It is now cleansed of all misunderstanding, bitterness, doubt, depression, disease, and grief. It is free and unburdened. My heart is untroubled and unafraid. We all know we're held in this source of divine love with tenderness and guidance, and that we are never alone. We grieve together and send our beloveds off with love. And so it is.
I
Everyone okay? Just remember, Peggy would say, have fun. You're going to be fine. It's good. Everything's good. She would say that. So it's now. We appreciate the sharing of your abundance to further our vision. Thank you. And we bless that which we have received and know it continues to bless the center in its work of awakening our spiritual magnificence. If this is your first time here, we would like to acknowledge you. And if you're willing and brave enough, if you want to please raise your hand so we can bring you a brochure with information about us. So that counts as a new time. Wonderful. Welcome home. Yeah, welcome home. It's also the first Sunday of the month, so we're supposed to do something. Birthdays. Does anyone have a birthday in August? Casper! Yay! 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 Monica! Yay! Happy birthday and blessings to all of you. Yeah, wonderful. And Reverend Jay's birthday, yes. And my mom's birthday. Reverend Jay, yes. I don't know the date. I'm not sure. 13th maybe? Or the 14th, right around there. So if you give the card in a couple days, it'll be okay. Okay. So we like to offer a blessing that is listed in your flyer, and it's up on the screen for our newcomers and really for all of us. We bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community. And so it is. Okay, announcements. We have a few announcements for the new month, and you can always find the updated information out at the information table or on our website at nvcsl.com. On Sunday, August 9th, we'll have a special guest musician from Argentina, Javier Aguilar. Reverend Jay met him at the conference he just attended. He weaves together traditional Icaros and sacred mantras that reconnect our hearts through sound. So please join us for that. On a little more somber note, on Saturday, August 15th at 7 p.m., we will be showing the Napa premiere of Bad Faith 2026. Many of you saw the first Bad Faith film. This is an abridged and updated version of the original Bad Faith movie that was shown 3 years ago here, which portrays the rise of Christian nationalism. It contains 37% new material and is only 77 minutes long. There'll be a panel discussion to follow, and I think my beloved husband, Peter Coyote, will be one of the panel members. So, a disclaimer, showing this film is meant to open discussions about current events. The opinions in this movie may or may not represent the views and values of the Napa Valley Center for Spiritual Living. Also, August 16th is our Uganda Sunday, highlighting the work in Uganda that designated donations have done. The work of Sean, that we're so grateful. Thank you, Sean. Then Rob Weiss, our virtual outreach practitioner and ministerial student intern, is speaking on September 6th and will be facilitating a workshop called Living from the Heart right after the service. And Rob is a wonderful, gentle soul and says beautiful prayers. I'm sure he'll be a wonderful speaker. So now if all the practitioners would come join me at the front. And Sean is in the back, so she can't come up, and Sean's in the back, and they are part of our beloved practitioner group. So the job of the practitioners is to be the healing arm of the church. And the way we do that, our technology, is prayer. Prayer is one of the most powerful tools in the universe. And we all worked very hard to become practitioners, and the work we do in prayer with you is our most honored and sacred work. We love to do it. So today after the service, all of the practitioners will gather in the sanctuary, and we're going to do a group prayer for everything that we're holding, for our grief, for Lon, for Renee, for their family, for Reverend Jay, his mother Pat, their family, for Peggy and Patricia and their beloved family, and for all of us. So for any of you that would like to join us, please stay in the sanctuary after the service. Did I forget something? No, I don't think so. Do we have any children today? No. Casper. Yay, Casper. Come on up there. So we like to say a blessing for all our children and the child in all of us. We love you, we care about you, and we're here for you. Blessings. So finally, please stand for our community affirmation. And repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
I am led by Spirit.
I am led by Spirit.
I am guided by wisdom.
I am guided by wisdom.
I am protected by love.
I am protected by love.
I am here to be a blessing.
I am here to be a blessing.
I am so grateful.
I am so grateful.
And so it is.
So it is.
So please go forth knowing that your love is bound in grief, and grief is bound in love, and we're held in the divine. Blessings. Hello? 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 Yeah, we could do that. So why don't we all gather? Can you hear me? Oop, oop. So we're going to gather in a circle, and we could probably stand and hold hands. Anyone who needs to sit? I don't think we need to move chairs.
Thank you, Georgia.
Yeah. So I'll begin the prayer, and then I'll pass it to each of the practitioners to add a prayer in, and then any of you who'd like to add in a prayer can do that. So why don't we close our eyes for a moment? Let our attention go to that beautiful heart center, that source within you of infinite love, infinite heart intelligence. As we remember, there's only one life. That life from the divine source that we call God, we call Goddess, Buddha nature, all that there is. Each and every one of us was created from that source, a divine expression, one with all that there is. We know that that is the truth for each of us in this moment, in every moment of our life, and in the hereafter. So I just know and accept today as our hearts are held in this grief, for this immense, tender joy we feel, and this love for Peggy, for Patricia, for Reverend Jay, for his mother Pat, for Lon, for all who loved them, all of us who love. We just know our hearts are healed by that beautiful balm of the divine, that tender energy of love that soothes our minds, that stills our heart, pervades our consciousness and our physical being, calming us, filling us with peace of mind. We know we are the beloveds. We know we are always loved and held in this perfect and beautiful truth. I'm just so thankful for this truth. I let this be, and I pass my word.
The word that comes to my mind when I think of this moment is joy. The expression of joy amidst the grief and sadness that I feel when I think about the people that we are talking about, when I think about Peggy. It is the pure expression of joy that rushes into my heart. And when I think about Reverend Jay and his love for his mother, Pat, and when I think about Lon and what joy he has brought to our community. For when my children were little and they came here to the center 30 years ago, it was Lon who introduced them to the Song of Spirit and brought my son out of his shell. and just sending my love and my blessings to Rende and to everyone yesterday at the service for Lon. It was just an amazing, beautiful experience. But I just come back to that word joy, because all of these people are the pure expression of joy, and they've brought such joy to our community. I know that that is what resonates, and that is what remains. Can I pass my word to
All I know is that there is only one, and that we are all one. And it doesn't matter whether we're here incarnated or if we've passed, we're still one. And I know that all these tears will wash away all the hurt. And I know that it's true, and I just pass my word.
Thank you for this day, sweet Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for my friends, sweet Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for this community, the Napa Valley Center for Spiritual Living, sweet Spirit. Thank you for this center, sweet Spirit. Thank you for this day. And so it is, Ashe.
Thank you, dear Peggy, my friend, who was always so calm and loving. And I am grateful to know I have a new angel in my life, and know that all is well for you, and all is well for Patricia as she goes on without your physical presence. And I give thanks for your life, and I will honor it with joy and happiness.
And I am also grateful, so deeply grateful, for the friendship and the love that I received from Peggy. I adored her. We were tight. We enjoyed each other, and I love that twinkle in her eye. I look at her, and I just get such a kick out of that. And I'm so grateful for Lon being a part of this congregation. He brought a lot of love into this congregation, and his music was fabulous. And I'm so grateful for that. And I'm deeply grateful for this community joining in and taking care of each other's hearts and helping to mend each other's hearts. And I am so grateful for this. And I'm so grateful for everyone opening up to beautiful spirit with such love and compassion and to each other. And I pass my word.
And I give thanks. I give thanks to Lon for all the joy and the music that he's brought to me in this community and everywhere that he has played his music. I just give thanks for the joy of knowing you. And I give thanks for Rende too. And I also give thanks for Jay's mom, Pat, for having raised such a wonderful man that we all love very dearly. And you have to be a great mother to raise a person like that. And I also give thanks to our dear Peggy, who just the joy in her heart and the expression and the love that she shared with me personally and with this community. And I know that we had a chat about a month before we had our big party at Michelle's house. And we both told each other that, you know, we've suffered in our lives, and the greatest thing in life that you can do is find all the joy that you can and live it. And we also promised each other that when we died, we wouldn't cry, that we would be joyful. I cried a little bit, but I know that Peggy's in a great place, and I'll see you soon, dear. God bless.
And in this experience of grief, of loss, knowing that that truth behind, in, and through is love. Just as it was said, it is better to have loved and lost than never to have loved, truly loved. This too is true. Knowing that, my prayer is that for each one who has moved on into the mystery, all of those we carry forward, all of those who are called to mind and heart today as we remember Lon and Pat and Peggy and anyone else. My prayer is that they all move on into that mystery that is the best and highest vision of whatever is in the unknown. And my prayer for each one of us is to hold that best and highest vision of the unknown mystery for them. To rejoice in their movement into the next experience of this beingness, while holding our tender hearts at the loss of them in our lives, but holding it very dearly as the movement into our hearts. To rejoice in knowing and loving and being with them and all that is left behind from them. In this, I am grateful to know this deep, deep love.
So I'm grateful as well to be part of this community and to have known the expression of Peggy. She was, as was described, the twinkle in her eye. She was so mischievous and curious and just solid and confident. And yeah, I've obviously been caught up in the tragedy of her being just ripped away and just not being able to find any sense from it. And knowing that it was her time. And then I'm reminding myself, you know, Peggy's transitioning. Peggy is missing us. And Peggy, in her curiosity and her joyfulness, she is also on an adventure right now. She's swept up in an amazing adventure right now. So she is in a good place. And then it all dawned on me, I have an amazing guardian angel that has just joined the ranks. We all have. She's all here for us. And I just give thanks. I just give thanks to have known her, to have had the blessing, and also to have had her blessing on Eamon. I didn't know Lon as well, but I did see the expression of how much he loved and wanted to treat Rende, and that is what has stayed with me for Lon. I didn't know Reverend Jay's mom, but I just know that Reverend Jay is so much love that his mom could only be amazing. And I just give thanks to speak these words, and I pass my word.
I'm sorry, I'm really having a difficult time speaking because I really truly loved Peggy so very much and miss her with all my heart. And my only regrets for her that she was unable to complete on this earth some of the beautiful and exciting plans that she had, that not only for travel but for other very beautiful things. And she was so beautiful and so sweet and so absolutely kind, as we all know. And she is truly, truly missed. And I just give my love and blessings. And I was here yesterday for Lon's beautiful service, and I am so grateful that I was able to do that. And for Reverend Jay's beloved mother, knowing that she lives on, not only in his heart, but in the beautiful afterlife that she is going to right here and right now. And for this, I am grateful. And I pass my word.
So my last words to Peggy were, "Vaya con Dios." Go with God. And that's exactly what she did, because she's returned to the source. Death like this is harder on those who are left behind. But to those who have passed on, it's ultimate freedom, it's ultimate joy, unspeakable joy. No more bodies, aches and pains to contend with, no more politics, no more religion. Everything is everything, literally. And I'm just so thankful for her. I didn't know her very well, but I just want to say to her, "Vaya con Dios." Go with God.
So, Reverend Jay, we're so happy you just joined us. And we all just hold you with deep love and care. We love you. We're here for you. So, yes.
I listened to the service online this morning, and that's fine. That's good enough. And I'm just, to me, you affirmed what community is for, and it's what we have right here. And also community is also about lifting up the lineage of spiritual teachers, musicians, intuitives, empowered, aware people. And I know that lineage lives on through our practitioners in this community. I've been thinking about my grandmother a lot, my mother's mother, who was very intuitive, very spiritual, and my mom, who's very intuitive and spiritual, and a lot of that's been passed on through me. And it is the divine feminine. I know I may be a guy, but it's the divine feminine that is awakened in me this week, because I just honor that, the power and presence of intuition and the teaching, the soft, gentle, powerful teaching that I heard from you today, Laura, and I hear from many of our practitioners, and Reverend Georgia and Don and many of you. So thank you. Thank you for being open to the divine. That's where I am this week, and I'm rededicating a few things in my life because of this week, and I'm happy right where I am. So thank you for your support.
Are you going to speak? I thought it was just she said it. Okay, go ahead. I can too. I will. Thank you, practitioners, and Shauna, Laura, Monica, Michael, Dale. I want to name all of you. Michelle, Imelda, Georgia. Who's back there? Oh, there you are, down there. Diane, Dawn, Janet, and Sean. Thank you for this opportunity for us to come here for you. You're holding so much, and we want to be here for you. So thank you. You knew Peggy more than most of us, and you're suffering a loss of a dear sister. I know that. So thank you for this opportunity. And Rende, I want to just honor you for all that you've done for Lon and your rich life. It was amazing hearing all about him and you, and boy, oh boy, I had no idea. It was just beautiful. Journaling every day of his life and music every day of his life. And Jay, I just want to say you're an inspiration because of your devotion to your mother.
to love that obviously she's such a special person to have given birth to such a special man, and I'd like to hear more about her someday.
Next week, I'll talk next week.
That would be great. Thank you.
So I just write on a lot of things that people have already said already, but I love you, Jay. I love you, Renee. I love you, community. I love you, practitioners. You did a beautiful job. Thank you. I just want to share just for a second. I was honored to be part of the practitioners group up on the hill at Michelle's place. And God, it was just beautiful. And we all spoke our word to Peggy. And when I got ready to leave, I started getting teary-eyed and went over to say goodbye. And she was like, no, no, no. This is not goodbye. This is see you later. So I just wanted to leave that. Okay.
Yeah, it's still there, right on the other side. I'd like to say my word is gratitude. And gratitude seems to make me cry faster than anything these days. I'm just so full, and I just give thanks for this community you've created here, because I've never felt like my back was held like this and supported like this. And the beautiful job you both did was just amazing, how much you've supported me on every step. No, it was remarkable. So thank you so much. And it just stands for the community, the amount of love here, and it feels like really what we're saying, what we talk about, is what's in action. Right. And that makes all the difference. And I heard some comments from people about the service and what we have here that are from out of the area, and it was interesting. It's like, I wonder if there's a place where we live, and so and gratitude, just for me, I have more gratitude than sadness at this point for Lon's life, because all those amazing people, I wouldn't have known half of them. Half of them were supporting me, my friends, but a good half of them were all the teachers. And I look at all those people, it's like, wow, I wouldn't ever have crossed paths with them. And a lot of the musicians, we had musicians stay at our house sometimes who sang here. Bodie was one of them, or was he? No, it was the other guy from Mount Shasta. Anyway, we just had so many rich experiences, and he worked with Karen Drucker close, so I got all those relationships that I would never have gotten. And so I just feel, and the same with Peggy, I was shocked too when I heard that, but I just thought, well, she was off on an adventure. It was just different than the one she told us about. It's a different adventure, but it's absolutely, can you imagine her having anything but a wonderful adventure? It's just like who she is. So anyway, I'm really deeply touched, and I really give thanks for everything here and for your ability to. Oh, okay.
Right here. I can just talk.
Yeah.
Well, no, we need the
No, no, no.
Okay. Can you step forward?
Sure.
I think it's done stretching.
Hi, my name's Annie. I moved back to Napa about 2 years ago and worked with Peggy on her Instagram and website, and we spent a lot of time together, and she was kind of my new best friend after I moved back to Napa. I lost my son 6 years ago in August. And once August 1st rolls around, it's hard. And the way I found out about he died a Sunday morning at 7 in the morning. And I found out this Sunday morning at like 7:30 in the morning that Peggy had passed away. So this isn't all sadness. I did a lot of work. There's a Buddhist monastery up in Richmond where I'd been living. It's the Dalai Lama's monastery here in California and on the West Coast. When my son died, I redid the garden up there. And I'm not Buddhist, but became best friends with the monk and integral in the website and all of this. And he didn't really teach me, like in the way of talking, but he did walk me through the loss. And when I'd be crying and very upset, he's like, I think you need to go buy some plants. Very simple. You know, it's just like you got to stay present. And with time, now so far into my son's loss, I saw that he finished everything that he needed to finish here. He was at the best point in his life. He had autism and bipolar. And the last 6 months of his life were amazing and so spiritual and so touching. But I couldn't understand why he was taken when things were going so well. And with Peggy, she got to say all her goodbyes. She got to be exuberant for this next big adventure. And now she can go to Spain, she can go to Portugal, she can go any of the places she wanted to go. No plane ticket. She's happy. And and what I've been hearing a lot this week is, I mean, so much we want to cling to them and want them to stay. But it's better to wish them well in their next rebirth, their happiness, their joy, and what we can take comfort in. But things happen how they need to happen. Death isn't optional. We're all going to die. And she went in a very beautiful way, as much as it's tragic. And as much as we can wish her well to have a beautiful new rebirth, and in these next months, like, send her forward and send her the strength onto greater happiness to share in this next life.
Thank you.
Thank you. The word I come up with is fierce. I hear all these loving, kind, compassionate words. Yeah, everybody sit. If you need to, that's fine. But I've come through many losses to equate fierce love. It's connected to fierce grief. And if I try to do away with the grief, I do away with the love. So it's a measure. Whenever that happens, I know exactly what you went through. And it took me years before I could accommodate both, because I didn't want to lose the love. And that meant I had to experience and hold the grief as well. So thank you for sharing your story. I appreciate this community so much. It's just like divinely guided. I'm so glad to be here. I am so blessed with every one of you. Thank you.
I haven't been here for a long time. I've gone through some medical issues and some trauma, working through trauma that triggered me deeply. I got to spend a couple hours with Peggy and Patricia a week or two before they left, and we just had the best visit, and they were excited and scared and all the different emotions, but I just knew I had to come and be in community with people who love them, and I'm so happy to see every face that I see here.
Who's next? Laura. I would love to sing a song.
Oh, Joanne, then Shauna.
Yeah, just because Laura spoke about my loss during the service, and my heart goes out to you. What I didn't say to her yesterday when she asked if it was okay to talk about this was that Dale has been my role model. Dale lost her son long before I lost mine, and when I first met her, I had no idea, and I always was so impressed by the love and joy and kindness and fun that she emanates, and so Dale has been one of my role models in that way. And I also want to say that, I have a heavy heart like everybody else here, and so I'm relying on what I did 13 years ago, which is holding all the loss, but trying to focus on that I was lucky to have my son for 23 and a half years. And I feel lucky to have had Lon as our music director for years. It was really a music ministry and so integral to me, to the experience of being in a spiritual center and community. And Peggy, I knew years ago when she and Patricia were here the first time, and she's exactly been the same as everyone described her, and so wonderful. And of course, thankful to Pat, who I never met, but have met through Reverend Jay. So thank you.
Oh, yeah, please. I just wanted to say I talked with a dear friend of Peggy's who doesn't come to our church, and she wanted to leave me with this thought. Peggy was very worried what would happen if she departed this earthly plane and Patricia was left here. So she wanted me to know that Peggy got her wish. She got Patricia home with her family. So she is now home with her son, and he came to pick her up from the hospital. Patricia is just fine, but she's now with her family, and Peggy really wanted that for her sister.
She's in a new apartment that was half the price, twice as big and half the price.
With their family.
No, just by herself.
No, but she's in the.
But her family's right around.
Do you want
within
to
10 miles.
I was going to just lead everybody in a brief chanting song. Close the prayer? Sure. Okay. Just going back through what everyone has said and expressed here, the thing that comes up for me is gratitude and thank you. So we don't know from one minute to the next, you know? We make plans and God laughs. And so I thought, let's laugh along with him today. If you could, I know you guys all know this, thank you for this day. You just sing it through a couple of times and just feel that spirit, right? Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. And as we just immerse ourselves in this beautiful day and this beautiful energy, we know that our friends, our loved ones, those who have passed, are here with us, surrounding us, living through us now. Even my brother, who I lost a long time ago, I can feel his presence. He came to enjoy the joy. And I just know that with gratitude, with love, with the blessing of this community, we are so incredibly grateful to be blessed with such wonderful beings, to be in their presence, to be in this community is just an expression of joy that I will never quite fully be able to. I just feel so much love and gratitude in my heart right now, and I just give thanks. I'm just grateful for this moment, for this day, for this beautiful day, for these beautiful people, for Lon, for Peggy, for Pat, for everyone who has come through these doors, has come through our lives. And I just release this gratitude, this love, knowing that we are one, that there is unity in community. It is the one life that we all live, that we all share, that we all breathe this sacred air. And so it is.
Thank you, everyone.
Great service, Laura. Thank you.
Anybody wants to be smudged outside with anything? And I just love that everyone's here.
I just,
I just want to say one more thing. Beloved Annie brought a gift, so if anybody would like to be smudged, it was Peggy's last gift to Annie, and she brought it to share if anybody would like to be smudged outside and blessed. We will do that outside.